Hello and welcome. Right, part number 2 of basically you guys and girls placing my display. Now we've done all the bits and pieces behind us to a point. This needs to be rehomed today. The eyeball needs to be rehomed today. That's got to go on the table to my left. We have got quite a bit of space to play with. 3, 6, 9. You've got 12, 3, 6, 9, 16 base plates to go down. And then there's actually enough space behind those 16 base plates to put a modular or something else if we need to. So if you are watching this back on the replay, then of course let us know what it is you think that we're doing. If you think it's any good or anything like that, you can see what we started to do with regards to the backdrop. Once this haunted house gets moved, you'll be able to see the T-Rex and all that kind of thing a little bit easier. But yes, it needs to be the correct color base plates need to go down. We need to make a decision on what other modulars need to be used, because at the moment we've still got the assembly square, which I don't know if we could just put the assembly square next to the history museum and do a back run of modulars. Potentially I don't know, we should behind us put the beautiful restaurant along with the police station. So we've got those little bits and pieces to kind of mess around with as well, but this needs to be rehomed. The eyeball needs to be rehomed. Then we'll know exactly what we're doing for space. Potter is not going to work, like we were saying yesterday, with me moving it all down, because it will eat into the space section too much. But good afternoon, Shibo. Good afternoon, John. Good afternoon, Ultrabricks. There's a poll running. It's just a theme park-based poll today. Which theme park company is best around the world? Other Disney, Universal, Six Flags. I can't put them all in. There's tons of them. So you've got loads of them in Abu Dhabi, Riyadh, all those sorts of places in the Middle East. They're incredible as well. Except to the 3 big names, plus all the ones you've got for other, could be UK and all that kind of thing as well. So, Killian, howdy, Ultrabricks, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Right, so we are going to tuck into basically base plates to start with. And what do we think base plate wise needs to go down on the next section that we are about to tuck into? I'm literally going to pull all the base plates up, put all the minifigures on this table, and then I can move the minifigures basically as we go, which is easy enough. And of course, we know what's going on with this because this big T-Rex with the Natural History Museum looks great. I don't know if we can get one modular beside the History Museum, and then potentially we could stop and it'd be something else for the next section. If we do that, we need a different backdrop for that. The plan is to have the Enterprise in a big space like we've done with the T-Rex. So we just need to leave a good amount of space for that. Positioning of the eyeball is going to be important because obviously that's wide. So potentially that might actually have to face me rather than face this way. So there's a couple of different bits and pieces to mess around with this evening and just have a bit of fun with everything. But hopefully all you guys and girls are fit and well. And we'll tuck into the bits and pieces. So the first question is I guess if we work back to front, we'll try and get the eyeball placed first, and then that'll give us a better understanding of where this thing's going to go, and then we'll go from there. So this is going to be your view for a little while now. So we are looking at all of that. So that is the corner of that table. So we've got from the back of this roller coaster track all the way across. It is exactly the same space as what we did yesterday. Everybody that has taken part in the poll so far and liked the video, thank you very much indeed. Now, this is old school Instagram days of what we're doing now with regards to you guys and girls bouncing ideas around. Of course, all we're doing is placing the bigger sets at the moment, and then we will be messing around with all of the smaller bits and pieces at a later date. So where does the eyeball go? This is the very, very last base plate before it falls off the table. So it could go just here facing that way. That would then, because it's only a base plate deep, but 2 base plates wide, would then give us 3 base plates for the middle section. So it depends on how far over that way it is that we're going to be coming, and then just basically going from there. So I need your help with regards to base plate colors. It's always been on a black base plate and it's always looked very good. I don't know if it works on a gray, so I don't know whether just to stick with what we've done before, see what it looks like on camera, and basically make it up and hope for the best. I think that's all we can try and do. Now I've got to be careful putting too much on this table early because I need the eyeball to go over. So let me grab the eyeball, and then we'll figure it out and go go from there, because we moved the eyeball yesterday and it didn't work, did it? So we will figure that out first. Bring the haunted house in. Again, depends on how much space we want to do for the haunted section, because we could literally have 4 base plates in a straight line for all of the darker bits and pieces, and then we could literally crack on and go from there. The second all this is done, and I don't need this table, I won't have to keep crawling underneath it all the time. So I've got to be super, super careful with this, because obviously this is going to want to ping, and it's really awkward to move. Right, hang on. Because I don't know. I think it needs another modular beside the Doctor Strange. But again, I had the problem getting it in, didn't I? Because it just doesn't slide on the base plates. It just doesn't like to do it. It's so heavy. Right, I'll hold this like a pizza and basically hope for the best. Basically, I'll be finding pieces for the next couple of days on the floor of sets that's moved, and we've not noticed that they've fallen off. We do not want any of this, thank you very much, to come apart whatsoever. Magic. There we go. Perfect. Right. So this is going somewhere. Where this is going now is up for discussion. We need to figure this out. You guys and girls let me know. I'm going to place it, and then we'll basically work. We'll work from there. So, because going by how popular the space theme is last night, we're also going to need to give that a fair chunk of space. The Harry Potter bank will obviously be relocated. I'm going to just pull all of these up. So all these bits and pieces. You can see, because I've tiled, I spent weeks and weeks tiling all of these. And then for some reason, we moved everything. So here we are. And they are literally all fully connected, so they won't fall off. This is the bit I was dreading, because I don't know how easy, there we go, they're going to be to come apart. But yeah, it's all the different colour, all the different custom paths and all those things. I've got to take all of these off, which would be nice and exciting for absolutely nobody involved. All right, let's get these off, up and gone. And then we can start to make it look pretty again. Well, I can, off the lives, obviously, at a slightly later date, which should be nice and exciting. Right, so that's the first row clear for whatever. DJ, how are we? No, just started. Ryan, it's a mascot potato. No, I haven't. No, there's some amazing theme parks around the world, to be honest. There really is some really very, very nice theme parks around the world. Right. But no, I've not been to any over that way, but I would like to see a mascot that's a mashed potato. I think that would work. I don't know if Killian's been to that one. Killian's representing Ireland today as well. So, does that face that way? Oh, Bricklink Design Program Series 6 is on the way. That's exciting for people. Jay's too deep in that. He's gone for 2. So that's going to be painful for him. So question is, does that go there? And then I can see what it looks like from that side. So what do we think? So if I did that, I could kick the haunted house in on itself. And then we've got a load of space for something else in the middle. So that's it, Ultra Bricks. Well, it can't all be on camera, Ultra Bricks, because obviously I get to see it and you can't see any of the Ninjago. So it's only this corner that you're going to see. And if I ever did a live stream the other way around, you would see it, because if I need to, I would sit facing that way, for example, and then that'll be your next display. So it's a 50-50 display. So we can just redo the same thing like we've done on that side, but now on that side. And if I ever get bored and want to change direction and look at the Death Star I'm building and have the artwork as the backdrop, I can do. So, but yeah, it's impossible to have everything on display, because the thing that's never going to be on display is obviously Rivendell and all that kind of thing as well. So we can't be greedy and have everything, but I think it works all right there. It's a nice backdrop with the red. I think we're going to put that on the black base plates. But before I start messing around the base plates, I just need to see if the haunted house will fit. Because what I would quite like to do is almost mirror what we did on this side. So where we've got all of that space in the middle, and obviously we've left space for another dino, and we've got that, and then it's into this bit. I would like to leave space again for the Star Trek Enterprise. Leave a good space for that. So we'll say leave, because this green is 8 base plates. So I don't know whether to do 8 base plates of a space section and then put, but I just need to figure out what we're going to do as a backdrop. What are we going to put beside the haunted house, the Natural History Museum? Because we've added this extra green base plate in underneath here, the green will finish as a land. So the modular, we need to put a modular beside the History Museum. So what modular do we put? So that's what I need to your guys and those thoughts. And then because that's now all done and you can see that that's looking neat and tidy. Also behind me, we've got 3 base plates of space here. So I'm tempted to put another modular up on this bit. So maybe the restaurant might look nice. Because I think the restaurant's too much of a shame to hide. I want to see if I can get the police station out and the restaurant out. I think those two would be nice. So that's something to think of and consider. But yeah, this section is fine. So we've got 32 base plate of space for diorama stuff, 32 base plate of space for something that's bigger. Then I can figure out which way Arkham's going to go. The diner is tucked in there. The Joker Manor looks fine on that bit. And then, yeah, we've got a full base plate there, another full base plate just behind. And then there's another base plate, and then a base plate again for the foot. So potentially, I could just have a modular just behind the leg facing inwards. Ryan asks, if your attic is full of Lego, where do you hide the bodies? Between the roof and the floorboard, Ryan. Just peel up the carpet and just throw them down. That's why the tables aren't level. Put it where you sit. I know. Yes and no, Ryan. It's in. It looks good. It goes up. It just doesn't go round, and that's all we need to do. Oh yeah, it's really easy to move the eyeball. As long as it's clipped together, you're absolutely living the dream. If not, it's an absolute shambles. I caught back up with everybody. I think I've caught up with everybody. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yes. So yeah, I think we need to put a modular up on that bit, but let's get the haunted house in first. We're going to bounce between the two things. Yeah. So we've got two. There's 2 base plates free, but then there's a third base plate just to the right hand side. So there needs to be a modular just on that bit. Maybe the restaurant, that would just be his eating area. We've then got the diner and the restaurant close together, and then behind the restaurant, we can then carry on with the a Hoth display as it comes around. So yeah, that might be a good one. But yeah, I think directly in front of the Joker Manor, that those 2 base plates just there could be left, and then you can see the base plate in between the 3 buildings could be left, because obviously I've got all the smaller elements that could be put in there. We've got all the tables, we've got all the weird hot dog stands and all that kind of crap that we can easily throw in there, which isn't a problem. But I will grab that as we come over to this side, because I would quite like this maybe facing this way, so it's facing forward, and we create its own, I don't know, create its own corner maybe. But it's just dependent on, will it work and will it fit? That is the question. So, because this could obviously come to the edge of the table if required, so that's not too much of a problem. Yeah, that's it, exactly. Oh, the medieval bit looks great because it's got all of the minifigures there. I have got all of the characters here on the table that I picked up from Marvel. So this bit, let's get this in. Now, what you've got to remember is this is where it gets a bit sketchy, because just down here, there's a loft hatch which you can't see because I've got a towel on it. So if I stand on that, I will just fall down the loft ladders. Yep, it is the Arkham. The space for Arkham is in between the Daily Bugle and the Avengers Tower, so you'll be able to see it straight through. So if you cast your eyeballs, you will see the A-frame cabin trees, and then behind that there's another 2 or 3 base plates of space for another diorama, and that's where Arkham is going to go. Roaming Bricks, hello there. Hello, how are we? Welcome. Hopefully you are okay. We are currently doing our... Because I still think that the eyeball needs to be sort of lava floor. We'll go for part, because it'll go fire and ice for the Ninjago display. So where the Jurassic Park section is, that's all of our ice. Then it comes into the fire. It's just, do we have it this end of the table, or does it go as far across as it can, which is basically to there? And then if we did that, then of course, well, that's where that would go. And then can you actually tell? You can't really tell that it's there, can you? So it might need to be put the other way around. I can't really turn. I just don't think if I turn the eyeball facing towards the camera, there would be enough space for the Enterprise, because that Enterprise is 2 base plates by 2 and a bit as well, isn't it? So we have got 4 base plates in width here, and obviously this is 1. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit fruity. Well, it's something that we used to do before Roaming Bricks. This is something I used to do years ago with a load of other, like, everybody from the Instagram days, and it's just good to bounce ideas around. But from what I can see to what this webcam can pick up, when you look at the disaster videos that I'll be doing later on, that section now, thanks to John and everybody else, it looks so clean. So the Natural History Museum looks great behind the T-Rex, so that works really well. And then as it comes round and pans round, all of that looks great as well. So just like that section with the Doctor Strange, I've left exactly the same amount of studs in front of the Avengers Tower as I have for the Doctor Strange, to connect it up with a theme park path going across the front. And then there'll be a gap of, say, potentially 32 studs. And then I've just got to spin the AT-AT back around ever so slightly, because don't forget, we moved the AT-AT to get the eyeball in. But there is space for another modular. So if we've got space for it, I think it would look quite smart just on the other side there. And that's basically where that land would end. Then you've got the little bit of snow to go over for Hoth. And then, of course, you then move into the next section of the theme park, don't you? So that is the plan for that. But yes, this, I think it needs to be sort of messed around a little bit. So if... Oh, exciting. Never seen that before. Right. Okay, so this would come to the end there. Do over. I don't want to risk it too far to the end of the table, but a bit of breathing space at the end. So that'll be where that's where that's going to go. Then the question is with this is because I can actually put a graveyard and stuff in front of it. Does it just go there facing forward? Does that just go there facing forward like so? And then we have another display going behind it. That doesn't look too bad like that, does it? That looks clean enough. We just have a line of sort of lava-y thing. Clean says promises, promises. What's the promises, promises? Hang on. I've missed that. I must have said something. I've missed the comment. It's only just come through. Well, promises, promises for something. But yeah, let me know. Let me know. Let me get. They've got the jazz club underneath here as well. And the jazz club can stay. That can stay underneath here, I think. So I think the police station needs to be on show. So let's just get this police station out and ready. And we can figure out where that can go. I don't know. I don't think we can add any modules into this theming. I think this is going to have to be other play sets from other things. Don't forget, there's supposed to be a Lava Land roller coaster coming later on in the year, so that could go behind. That could go behind the haunted house. Gringotts is going, so Gringotts won't be there. It can, but if we start to do that, will it eat into the Enterprise display? Because I could bring it over by half a base plate if need be. I was going to put the base plates down, but I mean, obviously this isn't for show, but it'd be like that. So that could go there, and then behind it, it could be another coaster, because then that's going to leave us three base plates of width, I would imagine, in the middle for other bits and bobs. So it just depends on behind the haunted house what we do with it and what color base plates we go for. Yeah, so police station needs a home. My most favorite Easter egg on this is that sign is the best sign. Yeah. Well, there's no harm in that, because that would actually be a good way of actually getting behind the haunted house, because I could zigzag the path around it and then get to the bit at the back. So that would work. And in that way, you're in your own clear zone and area for the different parts of the theme park. But yeah, this, I think that needs to be on show. And also, I think that this needs to be used. Oh, because this is gorgeous, this thing. So this definitely needs to be, put in. Such a good set. But again, one of these can go up at the top. No, but it's coming. It's on the next sort of 2-3 sets that I'm going to get, Killian. When we did the measurements last night, it's just over 2 base plates long, just over 2 base plates wide. So it kind of needs the same sort of breathing space as what we gave the T-Rex yesterday. But I'll start to clear this space up, and then we can visually see what it looks like. But my question is with regards to these two modulars, out the two, which one is more, I was going to say Marvel DC-esque. Obviously, the police station works with everything, doesn't it? But the restaurant, I don't really know if I could use the restaurant as part of like a space cafe. I don't think that will work because I have actually got this. This was a very kind present from Mr. J's Toy Collection UK. And I think he forgot he gave me this as a thank you or bloody whatever it was that I did for him. So we've got a little diner bit that we could put in front of the Enterprise. And then there's some other little bits and pieces that we can do with all the space minifigures and all that kind of thing. So there's lots of stuff that we can add to it to make it a little bit more theme parky-esque. And obviously we did all the research last night with regards to the land and everything that's closed. So I don't know whether for the next 4 base plates in width, not to have any modulars behind it and just have the space coaster and this new lava coaster, and if I can make some sort of hybrid of both tracks at the back because it's not very tall, and then see what happens with that. I've got the cantina, yeah, Roman bricks, yeah. So I've got the sail barge, the cantina. There's the whole Star Wars section going to be happening underneath on the floor. So there's all of that kind of stuff that can happen. I know where you're going with the cantina. I either put the cantina with the Enterprise as a restaurant, or I keep the cantina as part of a Tatooine. So again, we've got options. We've got options with that as well. But no, that's something that we can add in, and there's other little bits and pieces that we can do it as well. But I think Gringotts, I need to get these. I need to move these first. So we'll go back round this way, and we'll get these moved, I think. We want one of these is what we need. Pick up a base plate of my Travels. So we've got the correct coloured base plate. Because we moved the 8080 yesterday, didn't we? So all of that's now off. So that's your 8080. Need to move his back end around, I think. Yeah, that's that one. So there's this. Which side to? Ah, oh. I don't know. That's a shame. Because that could go like that. What does that look like with the police station? Does that work? Or would the restaurant look better? Get a second one. I'll get a smaller one came to you. Well, potentially, I could put something like that and build it up from the front. So you got the cantina with the with that. So instead of putting the history, obviously, instead of putting a modular there, we could put a foodie area just on that bit. It's a shame that this bit is on the inside. If that was reverse built, I could put that side on. But yeah, we've got the police station. If that works there, if it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, we've got to think of this. Does this go beside the History Museum at the back? We've got the restaurant, History Museum, and this, and then this is out. Because you would actually, because you'd see that. Yeah, you would. You'd see the nice bit from further afield. So, yeah, you're in the right place. So I need, if I can, I don't know how I can get that in. How can I get that because that would fit like there. That isn't, I don't know if that would fit with the height. That's the only problem. How tall are you? Well, it should. It'd be close. Gringotts won't fit where? Yeah, so I would like to go quite heavy on the. If they do more enterprise stuff, it would be nice. I would like to almost try and recreate the enterprise theme park in Las Vegas, where they had like a 4D cinema and all these other little bits and pieces, and they had the big restaurant mess hall that they did do. So that would be nice. Up there, my comment up where the Gringotts Bank can't fit in the apocalypse space. Think it would look good sticking out? No, because it's too tall. The ceiling is taller than, it's much taller than Apocalypseburg. So no, it won't fit in the corner, I'm afraid. So the ceiling height will not allow it because the dragon is touching the roof already, and it's only it's the Apocalypseburg is one more full base plate back. So no, you have not got a hoop, I'm afraid. So Gringotts itself will go with the alleyway, but that'll go in the Kallax cube, and it'll be a full-blown alley to the bank, and I'll make that display underneath in the cube that we're clearing out over the other side. So it'll still work. And if I can fit the roller coaster track underneath it at the back, I'll put both of them back to back, side by side, so you can see that there's a ride and things in there, and then build back forward as well. So that'd be something else I can do. But yeah, it's just seeing if I can get this restaurant in, isn't it? That's what I was in the process of doing. I don't know what the easiest way of doing it is. I might have to push. It's sort of a bit squished. So that would go like there-ish. Like there. Right, that will go beside it because you actually see the good side, not the olive green side. So that'd be nice. So you'd actually see people sat. Oh, that'd be quite nice actually, because I could have a load of minifigures sat in the restaurant looking into the space section. So I think that would work well. But again, question is, what color do we put the Enterprise on? And again, I think we've got no choice but to put. We might just have to put a load of black down, and we might just have to, because what I'll have to do is I'll have to maybe put like a load of orangey yellow lava on the black base plates for the fire, and then maybe do white for the space section. And then the base plate's color can change on the back row, maybe where the food and things is, and we can sort of break it up. We could potentially break it up that way. Right, Gringotts is the ball ache at the moment, isn't it? So let's get that out of the way. The crane is also got to move. I brought some supplies with me this evening. I've got some bourbon biscuits as well. So I am living the absolute dream at the moment. Oh, there we go. But again, this crane is huge. Okay. Splendid. I can't remember the best way of moving this. So I'll just do a Vulcan death grip on it and hope for the best, right? Fantastic. Oh, it's not apart yet. It was no. So before you joined, Killian, right? All of this space that's on this table now, all these base plates, I had a full-blown construction diorama. All the minifigures, it was all there. And then randomly on Sunday, it was like, oh, just move this. All right, okay. So all of it's just been ripped out. I've moved the crane, 2 diggers, a steamroller, and a front loader. So that will now all be put underneath the table and have a construction for a new area in future development later on, because that was a point of that. Now I have a bit of a problem. I don't know how easy it's going to be for me to reach over there. Right. Anybody remember how this comes off? That'll do. I'll just take the whole top off. Save a bit of time. So this can just be placed where it's going to be going. It'll be going in one of these Kallax down here, look. So I've got a double deep Kallax here, which is 3 base plates deep. So just down, I don't know if you can see. No, you can't really. So just down, where are you? You're there, aren't you? So just in there, look, I have got I've got a double deep Kallax of other stuff. And that's where Harry Potter is going to go. And the bank. So the sticker is stupid. That sticker is the no, the dragon the dragon goes underneath. So yeah, oh yeah, that's it. So it's all wrapping round. It wraps around the whole room. So depending on which way I put the camera, you've got different bits. But that far corner is just a dumping zone at the moment. So again, Jurassic Park is the gates is going. The gardens is going to be a bit of a problem. I think what I'm going to have to do is recreate the gardens with the Jurassic Park gates and the T-Rex and put all of the miniature raptors with some trees around it. Because they did do a Jurassic Park display in Singapore in the gardens. So that's the only thing I can actually think of, because the gardens was ready and placed, and it was going to be a world from Star Trek. That's what the plan was for that. And then now it's the Daily Bugle's in the way. So yeah, you got this view behind me now. You got that view over there where we were. So it's starting to get there slowly. But yeah, it's just sexy fun, isn't it? Good, sexy fun. But yeah, we've got to get these base plates down. And obviously what I don't want to do is break everything as it goes, because that would suck. Oh no, I am. Yeah, absolutely. So the Christmas display is in. So, and then that'll be moved, ready. As you can see, it's 4 cubes. It's already been filmed. I did it over Christmas. I want to put it back between Christmas and New Year, but I've just not uploaded the video. So yeah, that is all of that. But yeah, the alleyway's in this one down here, and then it'll go as a long line to create Potter. But we'll get to that point after. So we'll focus on this bit, and if we've got time tonight, we can do Potter. If not, Potter can just be done at a different time. So that's okay. I'm just waiting for something to fall down the loft ladders. I don't know if it's going to be me or a set. I'm just waiting for something to go crunch. And there, no, I even got the shell. Don't panic, Jane. Don't panic. We're working back the other way. You've not missed anything. Space for the space. There's going to be space. So, line of black Then I'm going to put the rest of the base plates down. See how many base plates are going to be in this middle. I've got to get the restaurant in beside the Natural History Museum, and then that will be a full 2-table display closed off. Then we're going to go and come into the display for space. Then we're coming into display for fire, into ice, into water, into sand, into Mortal Kombat. So yeah, but we have got probably still what we've got 2 Kallaxes of space underneath there. When those stuff gets rehomed underneath this table, the top is ready for ice from Ninjago, and the table behind us hasn't got anything on it. So we're not doing too bad. Mortal Kombat. Oh yes, Killian, there's going to be a Ninjago Mortal Kombat display. Don't worry about that. So yeah, I'm going to add my own. I'm going to add my own twist to that. So there's an a tournament of the Elemental Masters, and it's just going to be bloodshed. That's what it's going to be. Yes, I've seen that, Shibo. I have seen that there's 2 of the 3 that are now available. I don't know though, because I don't know if they'll get scared of it. Jay, you have a shield beside you. Why has Jay got a shield? Have they changed the moderator, have they? Oh, Jay has promoted himself to a managing moderator. I see. Or he's been promoted to a managing moderator, but he's now got a fancy blue shield beside his name. Oh, isn't that exciting? Yeah, so it's going to be bloodshed. So when we get round to that table, because I've got the Old Town, keep spinning around. So I've got the Old Town Ninjago just on this bit just here. So that's all of that. So that's all the 15th anniversary stuff, which works. And then the table on from here, where my can is now, there's nothing on it, apart from the light and just crap that I've thrown on there. So that will be the all blue temples, all sorts of different bits and pieces. So yeah, all good, sexy fun. Right, I keep putting this off. I need to put the bloody restaurant in, is what I need to do next. And then base plate. So how many? Because the Enterprise is going to be what are we going to do? We're going to go black, a different color black, or what? Yeah, I was going to say I've never seen that before, Shay. It looks very bizarre, but no, a managing moderator director he's promoted himself to. Well, apparently happened last week. Oh, is that when I got that notification through and it kicked me off and I came back in? I didn't understand. I don't read it, Joe. I don't care. I don't read any of that nonsense. Right. Full stretch, full length. Ooh. Right. If this goes wrong, what's going to happen is the top of the modular is going to fall off and it's going to fall 2 tables deep. And then I've got to crawl underneath the tables to get it. So fingers crossed that's not going to happen. So I'm over there somewhere. Right, so yeah, the restaurant will work because we can make a nice display on the seating area, which is gorgeous at the front, but also more importantly on the side. And yes, it fits. Magic. It fits. It fits. So yeah, so we've got an L shape of modulars, which is over there. So that's all the greenery done. Obviously, that's the space for the next dinosaur. And then what you can't see, which doesn't matter, I can see it perfectly from this angle. I just need to pull you around more. That's the restaurant, which looks great. But the chairs are on the far side, and then we can have people sat down eating and looking into the space section. So that is that bit that's in. I just got to get the carousel pushed back through. And then we've got to make the decision again of these base plates. What is going to be occurring with these plates? So, I knew that was going to happen. I should have put the base plate. Oh, balls. Will it not slide underneath the modular? Don't do this to me. It's actually is now starting to fall apart even more now, which is great. I didn't think that'd even be possible. Not after. Come on. Oh, I can't insert it. I can't reach. I'm climbing the table. There we go. Insertion. Incision has been made. Come on, slide. Slide. All right, we're in. There we go. Very nice. Of course. Come on. Tell you what, this carousel is the bane of my life. It really is. I am going to have to strip this down and rebuild the whole bloody thing, I think. Right, there we go. In. Done. Fantastic. So that was my backside. And that is, I don't know what you can see, but that is the line of what we've got for these base plates. So we now just need the next colour in. So whatever colour you guys and girls would like to actually let me know would be amazing. Killian says, good old blue waffle. It looks like it does. It looks bizarre, doesn't it? It does look bizarre. So Jay's there wearing his badge of armour. Poll-wise, 11 votes in, 64% for Universal, 8% for other. 17 for Disney, 17 for Six Flags. And thank you to everybody that's liked the video so far. So we're going in. I know we're going to do black underneath the eyeball. So I'll start with the black. And then we've got to figure it out from there. And all these minifigures, every single one of these minifigures that was on this table had a home before Monday. Was it Monday or Sunday we started to just do this random move? And now I've got probably close to 1,000 individual tiles now just to rip up and destroy my fingers with, which would be horrendously emotional. But all of that is DC, Marvel. They were all placed. There were some lovely dioramas, and now you'll never see them. They were never to be shown. Oh, I've got no, I can't. We've got to start with the space section first because I don't know where the last base plate is going to finish. Mark, hello. Got back from the dentist. Oh, that's a fruity one for you, Mark. Hopefully it was a successful one. Enterprise on black and grey. 2 grey at the front and then black behind it. I'm assuming. Is that what we're thinking, doing, hoping? I don't know. I don't know what you guys and girls are thinking of. I've got lights buried with minifigures, which is fantastic. I'm just looking at this going, I can't believe. Look at that. All those little gaps. I had all the minifigures stood in, walking around, doing nice things. No. There we go. I'll try and do something nice for a change. Building Teenage Mutant Ninja Hero mock sewer for Bassa. Also street level included. Whoa, Turtle Finland. That sounds outrageous. How long have you been spending doing that for? Because there is some turtle fans about. I know that much. And well, they do. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the theme for that. I think it will look quite. Hopefully, they do more than brickheads anyway. Hopefully, they do more than brickheads. All right, I don't know if we're doing black for 4, then a surround of grey, then putting black back underneath the eyeball. I'm not 100% sure what you lot are thinking with that. You've all gone very, very quiet on the colour for the space of the base plates. So I will just carry on tinkering. And then I'm sure somebody is going to get some sort of inspiration. I will be putting all of these minifigures back at some point. They've all been mixed up with the Ninjago characters now, which is not ideal. But no, every single one of these characters had a nice little home. They were all nice and happy. We had them all flying around and doing things, but no, No, somebody comes up with an idea and it has snowballed into a rather sexy looking display. So we can't go wrong with that. But no, stood here, it does look very impressive. Yeah, it works. It works out to be okay. We've got so many more modulars dotted around as well. And yeah, we've added in all of these characters, Killian. These are all the ones that I'm going to be adding in, walking around and doing stuff. I mean, we've got White Suit Joker with a candy floss. Look, isn't that smart? I think that's Jay's favourite version of the Joker. But so the problem is, this is what we were saying before, Jay, like, would the Enterprise work on grey, or would it be too grey? Does the Enterprise base, does the Enterprise have to be stood on the black, and then the rest of the section is grey? So do I go grey, black? I don't know how to do it. Because the best colour for underneath the eyeball is obviously black. And the haunted house looks good under black, but we've just happened to have done it where it's space into the haunted bit. Yeah, it's very true. Well, to be fair though, Killian, I'll say it again. Every single one of these were on a base plate, so they just need to go back into the Marvel section. So Jay's Enterprise is going on grey. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it'd be too grey though. I don't know if because the Enterprise stand itself is black, but if that was on black and then you put the path around it, the grey would pop against the black. I don't know. Well, I haven't got it anyway, have I? So we can mess around with it, but I just need to put some base plates down for spacing. So maybe I'll use the black where I know they're going to go, just put other colours down so I've got the spacing for it, and then we can have a masturbate about it at a later stage. Yeah, that might be the better thing. The better thing to do. We've even got this little Lego store that had a home as well. Look. That had actually been officially put into its nice home. Killian's now got me thinking about a Chinese. That sounds very, very tasty, to be fair. More and more minifigures. So we've got space for this police car, for example. We've got space for things like this now over in the Marvel bit. This is going to be good fun to try and get back in by Apocalypseburg, because obviously the sand is now out of reach, isn't it? So that's going to be emotional. There's going to be tears for a lot of this, I think. Yeah, I don't know where to go. Black, strip of grey, then what? I don't know. But behind the haunted house, it could be a completely different colour altogether. And it also depends on how, because the Enterprise is too wide, isn't it? So it depends on where it actually starts, because we've got that amount of space. So we've got nearly 4 base plates of space on this side. So we've actually got more space on the other side than we do on this, which is slightly annoying. But what can we do with this? Because these black base plates do work really nicely like that. Though. So it works. This works. If you think just all the lava around on this bit, I think that would work. That would work well. But that is the question, because if that went that way, and that went that way. I've now got, this is where it gets sketchy again. I've got to stand over the loft hatch and not break my neck. And that's going to be actually harder said than done, putting this base plate underneath. Right, so they're lined up. That's squared up. Yeah, you got, as Jay knows, you've got a grey base plate with all the lava and fire and everything, but well, it's either going to be, it's going to have to be facing this way, to be facing the same way as the haunted house, but it's either going to be the arse end facing us or the dish facing us. No, I've tried the eyeball on grey, Jay. It just doesn't look as strong. I mean, you can see you've got that, or then I just don't think it looks as nice. I think this needs to be on black. I think it makes all the oranges, all the browns, all the translucent pieces pop really, really nice. And even if this is just on 4 black base plates, the manor doesn't have to be. That could be on something different. But this, I really, really think this should be on black because it just looks a lot cleaner. Whereas again, I just don't think it just doesn't look as strong. That's the thing. Yeah, I've tried it on grey before, and the second I put it on black, I was like, no, it needs to be on black base plates. Those black base plates are insane. But we've got the 4th one there, so that's on obviously now on 4 base plates. So we've got the opportunity for fire, whatever else, yada 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 yada, to a certain point. If we just carry on with regards for spacing, not necessarily the right colour, we've then got another. That one down, okay. If I put that in, yeah. So you can now start to see the space that we actually do have. Obviously, we can't use green, and we've used so much grey up in the city because you got all of that kind of thing. It's I just don't know. I don't know what other colours they do. That's the only other thing. Because we could put the grey. We could patch it. So you've got grey here, and then the grey goes underneath the haunted house, and then we've got black again, and it's sort of 4x4. Yeah, but I don't know because I think the Enterprise is going to have to go on black to show its space, because you would just put the white path down, wouldn't you? Because this would I've got all of the orange lavary bits and all the orange cheese wedges to basically design a path out the door and whatever else. And of course, it's just a mashup of the lavary bits. But you don't have much grey in theme parks unless you're in an actual city. The only thing that ever stands out to me that is like full-blown grey is literally the Marvel sections of stuff, because they paint so much stuff, and all the other buildings, they all mix and match. I mean, like Kong is all dirt, and you know, the Jurassic Park bit when you go through, that's all different colours as well. And yeah, but we can put some more base plates down and basically see where we can get to. But the problem is I'd already done all of the paths and things. So the next 2 So I don't know if we put black there for 2 or 4, and then it changes around, or we just have 2 grey, 4 black, and then it's grey again, and then it's black into another colour. Oh, I don't know. We don't know. But I'm only going to put a skinny path on it, aren't I? So I would have 6 base plates of grey with a skinny path just going underneath the Enterprise. We'll just have to wait and see. It's just, I would associate grey with studs on show as hard standing, and they don't fly around in grey, do they? They fly around in space. Yeah, it's tough, but we can keep going. We'll put the we'll just use it for spacing, and then when it arrives, we'll see. It's just that because the problem is that area is now 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. That's 15 base plates of grey over there, and then we've got 3, 6, 9, 12 base plates of green. We've got a couple of base plates of black, and then we've got another load of grey again. So it's very, very grey heavy when you stood here. Like when you start to pan around, because obviously that whole section's grey, and it comes down. Like Joe said, it can be made up with colourful tiling, but I was going to put white tiling down, and the white pops best against the black. Then I can't. Yeah, I don't know. But what if it's landed? That'd be green then, wouldn't it, or desert? What? Where does it land? When was the last time the Enterprise landed on hard standing? It never lands on hard standing, doesn't it? I personally think when you get an aerial view, eventually you get an aerial view of the Enterprise. It's like the AT-AT. You put the AT-AT on grey base plates, and there's nothing to sort of see the difference. And I've just got a funny feel. I don't own it, so obviously it's just a discussion. But when you had the camera and you're looking down, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell the difference of the grey dish to the base plate. But we'll just keep going. We will just keep going, do what we can do. I use what base plates I have. I've got 3 I've got 3 black base plates down for the Death Star because it didn't look right on that. Didn't look right on grey either. So that's down. How many more spare? How many more spare have I got? Right, there's another one. Hey, pumpkin. And then because Arkham is going to be all on green, isn't it? For the grass and stuff outside the front of Arkham. So I've got those green base plates down there. Now that space is in for this base plate just needs to slide out because that's already been honed. Right, that's another 4 of those to go down. Hey, oh, you're wet. What are you doing? Brickable walls. Hello, hello. Yeah, but we're doing Picard. We're not doing a reboot. We're using the accurate ships. And if they do another one, they'll be battling around in space, won't they? Yeah, 8080's on white. It is indeed. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, don't actually have it yet, so I just can't stand the color grey with nothing on it. It just looks so boring. It's like this. Like I'm gonna have to tile all of those quite quickly. The green looks nice, the blue looks nice, the tan looks nice, but grey base plates with nothing on is the most miserable color, isn't it? Miserable. Because we have got enough to go 8 deep, if required, for this section. If we think, I think we don't need. I don't think we need more than 6 base plates of black, to be honest. I don't think we do, because we could actually have a completely separate display behind there. So those two sets that you're looking at now are on. Is that spread over 6 base plates? So I take these out. So we have got the opportunity now to do another display behind the haunted house. Yeah, that's it. Oh, it's Jay. Jay absolutely adores the color grey. Everything for Jay has to be grey. He loves it. Absolutely loves it. And it is so boring. I mean, there is nothing nice about that, is there? Let's be honest. But I'm just using it for space, so it's absolutely fine. And I think I find it so boring because I've built so many Star Wars sets and then it ended up smashing them against the wall. You just go grey blind. It's just the same repetitive color over and over. The 8080, all grey. Every single ship, all grey. The Enterprise, grey. It's like, oh my God. But do we, if we do, what colour do we do behind the haunted house? Because we can go 2 more base plate colour and then half base plates after. So we have got a fair bit of space behind the haunted house for something. Oh, you're not going to have a pink flipping Death Star. Well, you might do, actually. A pink Death Star would look quite smart. Yeah, what colour are we going to do behind the haunted house, if anything, obviously? There's Peter Parker. Oh, Jesse, Jay loves his grey. Everything has to be grey. Jay would have a grey car if he could, I'm sure. See, living room's grey, sofa's grey, feature wall's grey, carpet's grey. His soul is probably grey. He loves it. He loves the grey. And you can tell just by the colour of my walls. I think that says an all, doesn't it? Just like, oh, let's have a really nice, vibrant, colourful wall, and then just put as many boring grey base plates down as possible, just to sort of break up the colours of that. And then added that one up on there. So we've got nice colourful walls. So yeah, I am anti-grey. I see you're all boring. You're all see, Jay blocks his windows off as well. He's like a vampire. He doesn't go out during the day. He doesn't like sunlight. He's literally blocked off or put UV protection on every single window, as many as possible. So he couldn't even tell you if it's raining. I've had these conversations like, Jay, it's flooding outside. Oh, I can't see out my window. So that's it. There's just a small population of you that just clearly doesn't like anything colourful in their life. What? I bet your pants are grey as well, aren't they? I bet your pants are grey. I bet your socks are grey. I bet you got a wallet. It's important to use protection. Absolutely right. Oh yeah, the puke wall. That was the best wall I ever did. Every single coloured Lego brick. Each brick was an individual colour. And the reason why it was so good is Jay despised it. So hence why that's green. Okay. Green, blue, red, 4 colours. There we go. That's a good call. See, Jay doesn't actually know when it's raining. I'm not making it up either. He has blocked all of his windows off for extra space. So, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with you guys and girls. Well, you're going to end up getting grey toilet seat covers next and have that fluffy carpet material on them, aren't you? That's the kind of thing that you guys and girls are going to be doing next. Honestly, it's outrageous. Outrageous it is. What do I need? There we go. Another nice shiny grey. So we've now got a strip of 4 across the back. Do we do anything like that at all? Oh, the black ship is here. Direct sunlight is the enemy to any plastic bricks. It is indeed. It is indeed. Hence why I'm a display artist. You would have a grey canvas with 1 paint strip on it and try and sell it for like 6 million, and there'd be somebody somewhere that would think it's literally Daredevil. That's what it is. That painting that they do in Daredevil, that weird one where you just kept looking at it and spent millions on it in the first series of the Netflix Daredevil. That's it. Just wired wrong. You're all wired wrong. I have bright pants and underwear and add brown stains just to give it a little bit of extra colour from time to time. We don't do boring. But what I do need is the next strip going across the back. What is the actual plan? Are we going roller coasters behind? Are we doing space coaster, something else? Because we've got literally, for perspective of depth, 32 by 32 base plate, and then there could be another. Then we could actually fit a modular space, which would be another 32 by 32. But I just haven't put those on because there's a slight bit of an overhang. So as it stands, we've got 6 black, 6 grey, and then we've got a space for 4 more base plates and something else. So, because I don't know whether we could wrap the green around the back and extend the park area. So it's a hybrid of both. So the park goes behind this display and then leads into the ice. Because if we were to do that, we could add in more modulars. But I just don't know if that would give us enough space for anything else, because I don't know if the Enterprise display would be enough for 6 base plates, or we need 8 base plates. The Enterprise display could actually wrap around. I quite fancy wrapping around one of these. So I don't know whether just to carry on with a separate color. So this clearly is its own thing, and then it needs to connect to the other side. So I just don't know how to connect the two up. Well, the actual space coaster, I don't even know if it would fit in that gap because it's that big. They're all huge, aren't they? It's a big figure of 8 track. Because that would be over 2 base plates in depth. So then the Enterprise would be all the way to the back of the table, potentially. I don't know how big the new thing's going to be. All the theme park stuff is massive. Absolutely massive. But, again, what do we do with the colouring? Because I can put down another 8 base plates if required. So it's just a case of what color is it that I do? What's going on with this? Honestly, this is. I'm going to need a new phone at some point. I think. Somebody. Oh, right. Okay. Figured it out. So yeah. So we've got the opportunity to do whatever we want, because that's what we're looking at the moment. So there's your space. Then you're coming through. The carousel moved, you'd have it all green, and then all the green would wrap around. The grey gets pushed all the way to the back. Does it wrap around to this corner as well? So we have just this bit as is. So it's just a small little area on black, and then we have whatever wrapping. Then we've got all white for Zane up at the top. The green's coming off, and it's just there's going to be 9 base plates of white up at there. So there's going to be a big battle thing. Underneath that's where the Harry Potter's going to go. Underneath that's going to be where the rest of the modulars go. So, yeah. Well, we've got options for it. Things. It's not just the color of the base plates. It's also what we got to think of. What theme of stuff from a theme park perspective wants to go there. Because we were limited to where we could put the loop coaster. We're limited to where we can put the eyeball. We've made a load of space for the Daily Bugle and the Avengers Tower. So it's either we make a 3rd display at the back, and it's another section within the theme park. So it'd be green, grey, that, and then whatever colour it goes to be. But you are limited, really, of colours. Because you can put more blue down. We can put tan down. But it also depends on what sets we think would work there. That's the thing. And if we need more space for the space section, because it's 2 by 2 for that Enterprise, isn't it? So that's those 4 base plates gone already. I'm sure it's bigger than that when it's built, dudes, but I thought it took up a serious amount of space when I put it together, because I was looking at those dimensions yesterday. I was like, no, I'm sure the figure of 8 track is bigger than that. But if it would fit side on just here, fine, because it's not very tall. That'd be perfect. And then we'll go through. So Old Brick says go black with the Enterprise. So we've got a battle off, black versus grey. Sean says Blurple. What a cool colour that would be. With regards, there's going to be a lot of blue already in the theme park because I have currently, base plate wise, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 12 base plates of blue down, and I'm also going to have a full blue table. So really, I don't need any more blue down as such. But if the Space Coaster fits at the front, the Enterprise is bigger than 2 base plates in length. And depending on how tall it is, the front of the disc, depending on how it fits. So I'd have to put 2 more grey down for it all to match if we did space on grey. Apparently Jay's going to catch some more. He's thinking of Pokemon now. So Jay's thinking of Pokemon going just there, and that's what he wants. Jay wants me to get the big Pokemon set. If I set up a GoFundMe page for the Pokemon set and built it and then sold it back on for charity, I would do. But it's biblically expensive, isn't it? Biblically expensive. Right, so going by your theory and logic at the moment, it's got to be another 2 grey base plates down. So that is, so these base plates should be theoretically enough space for the Enterprise and the Space Coaster, but what goes behind it? I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You would have it off. To be fair, if you're imagining it with the Enterprise, you're probably thinking about there. I would imagine just off. So Ultra Brick said, well, I've actually, did you know, I don't understand, obviously it doesn't matter, but have you noticed that all the LAN are now doing live streams with a set that isn't even released? They were doing them all the other day, and I saw, is it Brixie Review? Was it the Brixie Review that he put up yesterday? And I started to watch the very, very end of it. And he was like, he very disappointed, basically, to a point, because he said he wouldn't have bought it if he didn't get sent it. And he said they've used far too many pieces in the base and not put enough pieces in the actual individual characters. So he said he was making it out that like 60-70% of the piece usage is in the base. So I was like, oh, really? Well, I can carry on with the green. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you what the green looks like, and then you just have to argue amongst yourselves because we'll just have to wait and see. So where are the green? They're over there. I have literally got base plates up my backside. I've got base plates hanging out of base plates at the moment. I've just pulled this out of nowhere as well. There's a Flintstones house. There you go. There's another one for Killian. There's just a random digger. Right, so base plates. Because of course, what could be done is that goes there, that goes there, that goes there. The next one goes beside it, and the carousel goes behind the haunted house. So if we put green down as like a wraparound, which is what I said before, we just have to figure out if we've got enough space allocated to the other sets. Because if we do, you can see that there's just under 32 base plates of space just behind it. So I can put another base plate down to cover it, but we are how many base plates? We're overhanging by 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 7 studs. So all I'm doing with the modulars is I've just hung them over 2 or 3 on this, and it's just easier that I don't put the base plate down, because it's a royal pain in the ass when they fall behind the table. However, if we wrapped it around and I brought this all the way, oh, would you stop dragging your fact heavy, stupidly designed backside? Oh, you're such a pile of turd. There. This was a day and age where they just didn't give a toss about making something sturdy enough. All right, so that would literally go in the corner, and it has plenty of space just there. Plenty of space. That actually doesn't look too bad there. To be fair, you can't see it. Jay hates the set anyway. But hang on. That's what you'd have. So again, I could double green it if required. But that's your land. So you've got your lava section. You've got your 6 base plates of grey, and then the green carries on all the way down and through, and it just continues around there, which then means we can do whatever we want, because we could just carry on with the modulars. So the modulars could go there, look. So we would, with that theory, if it stayed green, we would be able to fit in another 1, 2, close to 3 base plates of, we've got close to 3 base plates of space. That'll come all the way across. So it just depends if these 6 base plates are big enough for a space section, or we need to carry on going back. So that is the question. That is the question. So the carousel would fit nicely in that corner. It doesn't look like it's just thrown in that corner. It just looks like it's the end of the land. So you've got a ride at the end of the start. You've got the loop coaster in the middle. I can't push the loop coaster back anymore because obviously it won't fit because of the ceiling height. That would then take you into the complete next section, which is all going to be ice. And then you've got other bits and pieces where it takes you into. It's just what goes where that tree is, what goes in the back. That is the question, because we're creating these wraparound displays. The Enterprise on 6 base plates, I think, would work absolutely fine. Good evening, 3, 2, 1. We are having a masturbation on, is the space section of the theme park big enough on 6 base plates, or does it need the equivalent of almost 8 and 2 more 3/4 base plates after? So while we've got the white strip across the back, is probably about a 7 stud overhang on the edge of the table. But we have got 6 grey down, 6 black. The 6 grey is just spacing for the space section at the moment, and then we've got to figure out what we will do with that. But would the Enterprise sit just there? Which can the Jurassic Park gates go sideways behind the loop coaster as an entrance? As like a diagonal, diag, yeah, it will. Where the hell is that gone? It's a big set, isn't it? It goes behind me. Behind me. Do. fact, Jay knows where this set is because should hang the Enterprise as it ship needs to be. Well, in all fairness, I could dangle things off the ceiling because I've got enough screw marks up there. So if you look at where every single one of these things are, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got plenty of bits to screw into. I just don't know if I trust myself. Good evening. How are we, Reese Cooper? Good evening to you. Hopefully you are okay. Right, so we are looking at the Jurassic Park gates, which makes sense, putting them there. Always want the gates close to the coaster, always, because now we've got a representation of, if the gates fit, we are looking very much at the Universal Florida type sort of Raptor ride. So you can all start humming the do 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 as I try not to break again my neck, because as long as we've got the ceiling height, this doesn't take up that much space. But if I wanted, you know what? I don't even have to angle it. That fits in there. So literally, you would not believe that is still on the other table and the front lip has come out. But that is what that looks like. I love the fact that 321 has just come in and gone, just hang the Enterprise, mate. And I've just gone, yeah, okay, we'll do that. Because if we actually hung the Enterprise, we could fit the Space Coaster underneath and then still have extra space for other stuff. However, I can't do it with Jay because Jay won't be able to come up here anymore because he's terrified of loft. Oh, look at it. It's literally in line to it. And I would just push the gates open more, would I? Three, two, one's like, do it. Okay, done. I am saying it live, and I'm not gonna back out in this. We are gonna have an Enterprise hanging in this section. That's what we're gonna do. I was gonna say I'd do it live with Jay, but I don't think he would want to come up here because he doesn't go up in the loft anymore for personal reasons. So the gates. So that's now basically what we've done is we've enclosed that land off, which is great. So that now is its own land, which works out to be splendid, absolutely splendid. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play tag with the crane to where the gates were, and somehow we've managed to save the T-Rex and the Jurassic Park gates from going underneath. Now, this is the next thing. We've still got the gardens to place. Now, the gardens were going to go underneath the table, but could the gardens go in front of the gates? Would the gardens work just at the back? Because it's 2 base plates wide. You know what's going to happen with that Enterprise. I'm going to be live and it's just going to smash. But that's your view so far. So we've got all of that space. That's it. That's the backdrop. That's literally in line to the point. So there we go. So those gates work well. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a tease with the door. So we've got the other Jurassic Park dinosaur to add into the middle whenever it happens. So that'd be the skeleton. I have got the T-Rex Rampage, the big, massive T-Rex, but I don't think that'll work there, to be honest. So that can go screw itself. It's legless down there at the moment. I don't trust it. Well, yes, Jay, you stood on a bit of plasterboard and decided to fall through your ceiling because you're an absolute melon. But yeah, so what you're seeing now is the display. And then on this side we've got four base plates. So yeah, so the middle section is that. I like the fact that the carousel is in that far corner and it will fit there perfectly. Does the gardens go in front at the does the gardens go at the back, or do we put it somewhere else? Yeah, I mean, we've started to put this together quite. I say you guys have started to put this together really well, but I think that as a display is starting. If I angle it enough, let's be honest, that's starting to look quite a tasty display. That isn't it? Well, at least he landed in the bath. You can't go wrong with that. Yeah, the big one, the big double base plate. Yeah, the big double base plate garden, because the gardens were placed up behind the Daily Bugle, and we moved them. So we've added in. This is all extra, mind. We've added in a cinema. We've added in a natural history museum, the restaurant, the detective's office. We've got space. We've got another. There's 4 base plates of green space there for the next dino, which would be fine. I've got plenty of space for the Marvel section up top. But it just depends on what you lot want to do with the extra green. If the Enterprise is hanging, what are we doing with these 6 base plates? Yeah. Well, I'll put it there because we did the Natural History Museum as the backdrop to the T-Rex. But obviously this side it's all separate displays, isn't it? So if you had the big gardens and you wanted to do some sort of Pokemon Park type thing, it's a when, not if. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a when it goes up. Oh, it's going up. Trust me. It's been on my list. It's my regret of last year not getting that with the giveaway. It has really pissed me off that I did not pick that up. I had a load of opportunity. I even had opportunity to get it in store. I just didn't. And I'm like, what an absolute pleb that I did not get it. But yeah, so we've got more space. So these 6 base plates are now could be used for a mashup of stuff with regards to. I've got, like I said, I've got the 3-in-1 space coaster, which doesn't take up any room, or we've got the big coaster, which I am almost 100% sure it took up a huge amount of space on the table. It really did take up a load of space on the table, but we can try it. Yeah, so it's also how low do we hang it as well, and we could hang others, which would be pretty cool. Just, can you actually hang it though? Can you hang it around the dish, or is the dish going to fall off? 321 says more city in the middle. It's a haunted house. It's an actual theme park ride. That one is 4320. So it's got a chain on the inside. It's like a big drop tower, and it just shoots back up and down. So this is from the same series as the Loop coaster, the Red coaster, and then of course the carousel that we've now just put over on there. Ultrabrix is asking where the lighthouse is going. I've no idea. That's not bad, is it? That's not too bad. Jay is telling me to hang the cheese. Can you see the dino down there, by the way, with its leg that's missing? Yeah, it's similar. It's similar, but there's a load in this display, but it's a lot more spacious as well, which is kind of the point. And then obviously it carries on around behind me as well, doesn't it? So you've got all of these modules. Obviously, it's a bit messy on this bit because obviously what we've been doing. But no, that display that you guys and girls have created so far, I think that's starting to look really that's starting to look really clean. Could I hang the length? Could I actually hang the cheese? Because if I could hang the cheese, where in the hell do I hang it? Because where does it go? Hang the Venator. Ooh, tell you what. It's just down there. It's looking sorry for itself. It's just down there. I'm surprised nobody said use these 6 base plates as a medieval display, to be quite honest. Right, we are getting the gardens in. Because modular-wise, in case anybody actually cares, we have got Assembly Square, the Jazz Club, and then we've got the pet store and the library, and that's it. And then I don't think Harry Potter would work there because it wouldn't. That's not going to work in that bit. So the Harry Potter will look good in the Kallax, so that'll be okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Let me just make sure that we are good to go and good to move all of these bits, which I think he says I think they are. I just need to move the one lily pad around. And then, because again, with this garden that's on its way to you, it has got a front and a back. So this can, if required, be displayed in a couple of different ways. But this is the set next in question. Is this the one that goes towards the very, very back? Yes, that is going to go behind the laptop. That's going to be our Mortal Kombat display. So don't worry about that. There's still plenty of space left in the Ninjago bigger set. So that is absolutely fine. So there's a free table behind this laptop screen. So there's nothing on it. That's where we're going to have the Masters of Spinjitzu, Air Jitsu, should I say. And then we've also got the big temple tournament, yeah. So both of those will go there. That's fine. No, I mean, where in here will it hang? Is it going right in the? Because would it go flying? Are we flying the cheese towards the Death Star? Because obviously it's on such a slant. At the moment, obviously you haven't got much space for the. Because if you think of how that display actually is, where would it actually hang? Whereas with the Enterprise, it's directly over where it kind of needs to be. Well, I did say, Ultrabricks, when we were doing this, do we leave space for medieval? Do we leave space for space? If I got the new Lord of the Rings set, does that come out? Yeah. Yes, Star Trek. Well, it's not even up for debate, is it? That the actual Enterprise would annihilate all the ships, because there was even a scientist that said about the photon torpedoes would just rip straight through the Falcon like it's absolutely nothing. So, and of course, it's all got warp speed and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the Enterprise could literally destroy the Death Star. But if the Enterprise is going to go just over here and we have like a spacey restaurant and all that kind of stuff, what do we do? And what can we do with this? Can I get this in the middle, or is this going to be too close to the gates? again, I've got to be careful where you push it from. It's all delicate, dinky flowers on the front. Oh, don't start doing that now. I've just put the flipping green base plates down, and you know that this is going to push those base plates back, isn't it? Yes. Yes, it is. Come on. Don't be a pleb. No. Slide and glide that bad boy in. Come on. Nearly there. There it is. Happy days. Does that work there or not? If you think that well, to be fair, the only place that Venator could physically go in with the Star Wars display, and it's not over anything else, would be smack in the middle, up from the V. So it would have to go over that way. I will attempt to grab it, but I now have a pumpkin who's decided to fall asleep underneath the table, so I'm having to crawl around pumpkin and all of the other stuff as well, so bear with me. Because next you're going to tell me, instead of doing the cheese, Jay, I should get the Superstar Destroyer and recreate the opening scene from Star Wars. Oh, Pumpkin's in such an awkward place. Oh, now she moves. Thank you. Thank you, Pumpkin. Right. We'll try that again. I know somebody has one. The Lion Knight's Castle. I wonder who has a Lion Knight's Castle available. I wonder. Well, my question to you, 321, is do you have the Starship Enterprise with the giveaway and are you selling it? Because that's also on the list. I can't believe his flipping foot fell off for no reason. No reason. It just decided to fall off like a right swine. Right. Just unburying my cheese. There's so many bits of cardboard over the top of it and other stuff. Just to try and keep it protected. Right. Oh, the cheese. Got some weight to this thing, I know. The cheese. Oh, the cheese. Doing it for the gains. Look at that. It's a very, very deep squat this is. You wait until, oh, look at the techers on that. Yes. He's got it up off the floor. I feel like the Lion King. There somewhere. Have to be like there. That's the only place it can go, I think. Unless it flew that way. More rumours. Right, hang on. I can't put this down in the splash. I could. No, I can't. It's not going to fit there. I'm just going to hold this and read your comments. Oh, 2 Snow Whites, 2 Batmobile Classics, 1 Lion Knight's Castle, 3 Mando helmets, and an 8080 driver. The Venator's massive, and the nice thing is it's got all the detail underneath, and it's got sexy ass. See? But it would have to be up high so I don't actually headbutt it, because the roof's not very, this is so big, but my days, can you imagine if that ended up breaking? But would it ruin, I'm going to have to, I can't, I'm just going to have to do a very, very deep squat and fly it back underneath the table it's under. And we are down and safe. I found 2 more green base plates. I've got base plates absolutely everywhere. Whew. So, back over to this side. Does that work there? Does that work there or not? That is the question. Jay says that's a perfect hang. 321 says the Venator is a beast. Yes, it is very much so. So, just depends on what way it gets hung. And of course, the Enterprise would go where you're looking at, up at the top. So that would be that bit. But what are we putting in this gap just here? That is the question. Because I could potentially, for now, Pumpkin is looking at me like, what is it you are doing? Go on then. She's had enough. She's on her way down. So what did we say we're putting? What, before I actually start putting these in, what are we actually putting there? Yeah, what is going? Lionized gas. Well, I've got the Mountain Fortress, haven't I? Now, I'm not moving everything for the sake of moving it, but the Mountain Fortress is against the blue. Now, there's no. There we go. That's a better look. So you can see what I've done with the medieval stuff. However, if there's a certain set that's coming out later on this year, which potentially would fit against that wall, that would have to come out. Because we've expanded the Marvel so much more than what it was. Because if the Joker Manor finished in line here, it'll be fine. But because we've carried on going, we're going to have the display going into the middle. We have that set that could potentially be something else, but does it go there? And does that look right there? Does that work or not? Because again, from this bit looking down, what you guys and girls have developed, all of this, minus that, obviously. So you've got that run. And then you've also got the coaster. And then you've got these 6 grey base plates that we're still not 100% sure of. And then we've got the wraparound for the T-Rex for the Natural History Museum. So yeah, you guys have done a good job on that. But again, I do like how all of that, all of that looks. To be fair, the Loop coaster could be themed to anything. So there's the Velociraptor coaster in Florida. In Singapore, it's exactly the same track, but it's no, that's a lie. Sorry. So the Hulk has the exact same track layout, but it's just much smoother in Singapore. But that's actually themed to Battlestar Galactica, and that's a big roller coaster as well. Well, this has all been placed with regards to it not moving, Jay. So if you're saying that the gardens need to move, I need to know now. Because once you have built your sets up, you will realize that trying to move them on top of each other, and then you've got no space for something, is a right royal pain in the backside. Where at the moment, you're in the luxury of lots of table space. You can put the stuff on top. I can't do that. Windsor's okay. Billund is better. And Billund's is a better experience because you can go to the Lego house in Billund as well. So if the flight costs the same from where you are to Billund or London, I would do Billund over Windsor every single time, because you can land at the little airport, walk yourself around, it's absolutely no problem, and then you've got the Lego house for a day, you've got the theme park for a day, you've got Lalandia for a day, no problem. Whereas Windsor, it's a pain in the ass to get to. There's nothing else around it, and you're stuck, basically. So Billund is a lot better. But if you've done Billund, then Germany's a good option. But Windsor's good, but the hotels are extremely expensive. That's what lets Windsor down. You pay London prices, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, so Brickboard, everybody's been doing this. Everybody's been making these displays up. So it's Germany's good. Yeah, Germany's good. Land in Stuttgart, I think it's the closest one. Germany's a nice one to go to. And again, you got nice on-site accommodation with regards to the camping. It's not camping, but it's like the big huts that they've got there. Really nice accommodation, lots of different themes that you can do. You can stay in the big castle that they've got there. They've got the big golf that's on the outside as well. And of course, 321 has just said it, that Germany has the largest selection in the world of Pick-a-Brick as well. They have literally every single element in a huge warehouse, and the rides are great. So, yeah. I mean, Windsor is catching up. I didn't go to any of them last year, but Windsor was the first one that got the minifigure roller coaster in. Billund's just opened up the minifigure roller coaster. Germany got the new Mythica roller coaster year before last. So there's lots of new roller coasters opening up at the Legoland parks as well. Right, so Jay's now telling me. So it's okay, fine. Which is fine. But where does it go? That is the question. That is the whole thing, because you have got D&D, Rivendell, Medieval Market, Shire, and any of the other little bits and bobs. And don't forget, the plan was to expand this to probably middle of the Joker, and now that expansion has gone, and then we've got all of these bits around it. Yeah, well, that's it. We've got to do the same thing though as well, because we've got to do that same nonsense going to everywhere else. So it's the same for us when we leave. So yeah, it's not the most ideal of scenarios. But yeah, I think as it stands, we've done another good chunk of stuff. The big T-Rex, I think, is well, the Burrow is on. It's not quite a base plate, and that thing's 2 base plates long. So that thing is probably the same, almost probably the same as the Mountain Fortress open, because the Mountain Fortress is sort of a bit wiggly. I think, well, it's 2.5, I think, with that open. But yeah, we just got to figure out what goes there. If we're going to do some sort of Pokemon thing at the back, fair enough. Because worst case, it could go, because it can't, it might fit side on, facing this way behind the carousel. It might fit on those two, because I think the back end of it would probably slot underneath. So it could fit just on here, and then we've got 6 base plates of ice, and then another base plate. So it could fit side on, possibly. But it just depends on if there's any other ideas for anything to go in the park section. I think that's the key. I think that's the key thing. It's what's the best thing to put in the park? Because we haven't got space for this big thing, which is absolutely fine, because we're going to have another skeleton one. I mean, actually, I don't know if this one could be poking its head through the actual Jurassic Park gates. I've got the leg pieces are just on the back side there. I cannot figure out for the life of me how to put his toes back on. It just fell off in a really random bit. But this set here could face that way. So we have all three dinosaurs maybe together, which I don't think. So where that one's lying down. Well, this is it, because people are talking, because I don't know, with the way everybody's talking, are we doing the space coaster or not? Because I'm going to have to because I'm sure that space coaster, it sure took up more space than that. Because I know you've read it, and I read it yesterday, but there's no way that space coaster, I'm sure that space coaster is not that small. So I had to take it out. When I started to build on this table, it was massive. It will be grabbed, and we can build it, and we can see, and if it fits, and fair enough. Don't forget, there's that Project Hail Mary that's just been renounced today, isn't there? Let me share the screen with you very, very, very quickly. So we've got. So yes, you got the Project Mary thing, Hail Mary, which obviously that's a proper spacey thing. That's the only. Well, no, we've got the new Magnolia branches as well. That looks very smart. They do look very, very good now, don't they? But yeah, the space coaster is it is just really deep. Because you've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 16. And then you got it again. Then you got it again. And then you got it again. So it's not a perfect figure of 8. So it's a bit like the Rivendell. It's not in a straight line. It's steps. And I think that's what really annoyed me about it. Because I was like, oh, I thought it was supposed to be a perfect shape, but it's not. But then you got this, which takes up no space at all. But I read it yesterday. Jay's read the same thing. Going by the website, it should fit on the 2 base plates. But it's either the Rock's pink pants, Jay, or they've fluffed it up on here. And I'm all over it, because so it's saying it's 10.5 by 10.5, and it's 22 inches deep. Measuring over 10.5 centimeters high, 10.5 inches wide, and 22 deep. But I am almost 100% sure that will take up more than 2 base plates of space. And yeah, I know it said that, but I am almost sure that when this goes down on here, it is much bigger than 2 base plates. I'm sure it's closer to almost 4. Old Bricks has been picking that one up. DJI says, I'm thankful I have 3 rooms for Lego to use. You can't go wrong with that. When does the Lego Ninjago City Workshop retire? It's not on the list yet, so I think you're good for the rest of this year, I think. So yeah, I think you're all right. I think you're all right. But yeah, I suppose that's the next plan then, isn't it? So we can just start to build up the space coaster, see what the bejesus it's all about. Again, there's that lava land coaster thing that's supposed to be coming as well. So I don't know, maybe that'll go underneath the table or something at a later date. This is just going to have whatever it has around the front. That's going to have a path going around it, so that works. That worked out to be okay. And then yeah, we can just basically figure out the next couple of bits and pieces as it unravels. So I don't know whether to get everything else placed. I might get everything else placed if I can tomorrow, or roughly, and then just start doing a live stream build for the coaster, because I've got it in a box. I just need to start to put it all back together. If we can use 6, because Joe was saying about the theming for Transformers as well, but I don't. The Transformers would have to walk in the space section, wouldn't they? Because the space section's got the back end of that coaster, so it's just food for thought. Because I don't know if the Transformers would fit in. The one thing that we could potentially do is actually finally look at getting some of the playset Jurassic Park stuff and have that on the green where we've got the calf and all that sort of stuff in the middle, and then there might be potential for that. But no, we just have to wait and see what happens. I think. Has anybody got any other ideas of what can go where? If not, we'll start to wrap things. We'll start to wrap things up, because I've got to put the Harry Potter in that bit behind me, but I need to make up a little bit of space before that. We've got the Jazz Club Assembly Square. Jay, we've got this that you gave me, don't forget. That's what you were talking about with the diner. So you've got the little space dinery thing. It's all right, but it's just nowhere near as good as the others. So that's the thing with it. So like, it's okay. Obviously I've got it, so it's in the corner, look. So that's in the corner. You've got the others. And obviously I'm in the process, look, of I just need to pull all of these out. This doesn't live here. That needs to go over on the other side. Which I'll do now, although I'm never going to do it. So I'll crawl back underneath the table. Any other marble stuff? Yeah, probably. Yes, I've got all of these. There's probably 100 minifigures here that I need to sort out now. Because this thing could literally go straight there, can't it? That's where that's going to go, just there, like that. You can't see it there. So that'll be flying around on that bit just there. We've got the cop car. Well, that'll be on some sort of, I can go by the police station on a road just by that bit. So there's those 2 things. That I'm going to have to fight to get that back where it needs to go, because I can just about reach, I think. But yeah, some nice dioramas. And again, got the two base plates here. Plus, I have, if need be, I've actually got the opportunity. I have got the space to put something directly behind the Doctor Strange, because you wouldn't know it's there, but I know it's there. I can stand up and see the diner, no problem. We've got the Jurassic World thing, 76972. Jay's Transformer 86 has just arrived. Oh, darn it, Jay. You have got some serious arrivals. Let me have a look at some of these sets quick then. I just need to plug myself back in. Let's take a look, see at what's going on the Tinterweb. Let me just get my stuff back together. Now, with regards to this Ninjago thing, I did, like I said, I saw Brixie's review of it. It is rather tall, that actual thing. It is rather tall, so I don't know if it would. Sat here, actually looks really spacious. I've got a lovely view of these two things, just like that. Look at that. Yeah, put the other T-Rex there, put the other dinosaur just on that bit. Loads of paths, splendid. And then yeah, that's all nicely spaced out, so we like that. A little playset thingy. Yeah, we've got there's the OG. They did the original Jurassic Park sets the other year, and I missed every single one of them because I'm a numpty. 76972. Right. Seven 6,972. Oh, the little after, yeah. So this is a nice little set. The Jurassic World escape, isn't it? Yeah, it's got blue in there, isn't it? I think that's who that's supposed to be. Yeah, nice little characters. Because I would have all of the dinosaurs from those sets escaped and eating everybody. I would have it. I would actually do. I said this. We said this years ago that I would actually do the Jurassic Park thing, which I could actually do on the inside of this city, and just have all the dinosaurs escaping and eating the minifigures, and that's that part of the theme park that's gone horrendously wrong. So yeah, there's options and opportunities. Oh, 321's got it. Oh, I see. Okay, I'll keep that in mind because something like that could easily work because they did the OG Jurassic Park stuff as well, didn't they? Jurassic Park. They did that a few years back. What was it? Last year, year before? See, they've got the Triceratops skull. I'm assuming that the next one's going to be the Triceratops in big. I'm assuming that's what it's going to be. So that thing there, I'm assuming, because it's a nice size, that, and it obviously comes with a minifigure and everything else, and that would look really nice at the front of this display. But I don't want a head if I could have the whole body. But they have given you the full body on this bit. So I've got that as well. I can do it 28 posted. See, look at that. Selling the dream. 28 posted. Not bad. But yeah, I just don't know if they're doing the big version of this. Because there's rumors that there's going to be a big one coming, but we don't know what it is yet, because that would go at the front. But I didn't get because this head is the same size as the head that they did before, and then just added all the body, didn't they? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. But no. We've got options now. We've got display options. Sean the Black Sheep has found a plug. I am very confused. He seems to be talking in code. So has he plugged himself in or done something for something? I don't know how you're talking, Sean. That sounds intriguing though. So do let us know. I could do a second stream later. what do I what do you want me to do? Because if you want a second stream, it would be like 8:15, which is fine. So it'll give me about an hour to get bits and pieces together. I don't know. What can we what should we research this evening? But yes, we could do. Oh, I see. It's the plug. He's plugging the set. I see. It's code. I'm with you. Here we go. Welcome. I'm literally about to get going, I'm afraid, Oddly. So we've done a thing. Look, we've added stuff. We've added more stuff and more stuff and more stuff. And there's more stuff that's been added behind me as well. And now we're in talks of adding in a Starship Enterprise dangling off a ceiling, and then medieval. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do a history down. We'll go down the older medieval sets then. All right, done. We will do that later on this evening. So give us about 45 minutes to an hour, and we will do a medieval deep dive of all the bits and pieces that they've done. So yeah, sell. Right, I will keep your eyes peeled for when the stream goes available. I'll shove something in the oven, set the stream up, and we'll be on. Because I think it was about 8:15 last night. I managed to get everything out of here and then re-sorted up downstairs. So it takes about 60 minutes. So about 8:15 kickoff, and we'll do something for medieval. So Oddly, sorry, sir, I am about to leave, but we have added in all the base plates. I think it does look very, very, very good. I'll give you one last quick look at what it all looks like, and then we'll end the stream. Thank you very much, everybody. That has helped with this so far. It is very much so starting to take shape, which is great. So that is all of the stuff that you guys and girls have thought to add. I think that looks very, very nice with the Jurassic Park gates with a little tinker. And then you've obviously got all of, I know you're getting dizzy. If I get out of the way, that's the backdrop. Just like that. So yeah, you can't go too wrong. Right. So I will catch up with everybody in an hour or so. So medieval deep dive. We'll do the history of all the castles, the minifigures, and all that kind of thing. I'll let you guys and girls say goodbye to each other. I'll end the poll now, and then I'm going to run down, get some munch. Universal 42% clear winner on that one. Disney was starting to claw away, but you're all mad if you think Disney's any, with regards to the rides and stuff. Not a chance. Not a chance. Right, that is ended. I'm going to write in there now, take care all. Sean the Black Ship. Okay, I've got to be careful how I say that. Sean the Black Ship is showing his shades, plugging the plugs, and I'll catch up with you all soon. Any ideas with regards to anything else that I can look at doing in here? I have got a few other stuff, other themes. I've got lots of stuff from the mid-90s, early 2000s as well, which we've got space to potentially add in some of the Galaxies, because I've got a lot of space, but we'll talk about that in the next live stream. So guys, take care everybody, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye.